Hello, class. Good morning, good day. At this moment, we will be discussing the lesson 4, which is presenting tables and figures in the results chapter. So, for today's discussion, let me present to you here our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to first present tables and figures correctly in the results chapter for quantitative research. Next, write appropriate titles and textual references for tables and figures. Next, decide when to use tables and when to use figures such as pie charts and bar graphs. Next, report results objectively for descriptive, correlational, and experimental studies. And lastly, avoid common and table figure errors during research presentation. Now, before we will start, no, when you see a results chapter in your research, of course, ano usually ang tinitingnan ninyo? Of course naman, nakikita doon sa results, and the results chapter for quantitative research, there are tables being presented, there are figures being presented. Okay? And kahit hindi pa binabasa ang text, no? Inuunang like ginatingnan ng mga readers. So if mali ang tables and figures mo, kahit tama ang data mo, no? Babagsak pa rin yung impression. That's why for today's lesson, it's about how to properly present tables and figures, not just to pass, but also we need to ensure that you can answer during your research presentation. Now let's start with a big picture. Tables and figures are tools, and of course, they are not just decorations for the results chapter. Ano ba yung role nila? Their role is to present data clearly and objectively. No? Tables present exact numerical values. Figures illustrate patterns and comparison. Wala, nawala na po akong share screen. Nagawala akong share screen, class. Okay. Next, no? In research writing, tables are primarily tool, and figures are just supporting. Figures are your supporting tool, no? Figures do not replace tables, especially more specifically under experimental studies. So if may bar graph kayo pero wala kayong table, I think hindi siya more appropriate, no? So, you need to create a table first if you have decided to create a figure. But if you want to, ano lang, na figure lang siya or, table lang siya, okay lang, walang figure. But if plan kayo mag-present ang figure, there must be a table aligned on it. So let's proceed to the general rules for tables and figures. It's non-negotiable rules. These are not style preferences, but you are required to. First, tables and figures must be numbered separately. Each must have a clear and descriptive title. Every table or figure must be introduced before it appears. Results must be written after the table or figure. You need to use consistent format throughout the whole chapter 3. So sa consistency pa lang, no, maraming bumabagsak na sa during research presentation. And what are the things you need to avoid? The table below shows unlabeled access or categories, decorative excessive colors, in further, no, interpretation and explanation. This must be done after presenting the table, and inconsistent numbering. So, kumbaga pa, results chapter is not Canva presentation. It must be minimal or objective. Now, when to use tables and figures? Hindi lahat ng data kailangan ng graph. So, how do we decide it? No? For exact statistical values, you must provide a table. The best tool for that, no? Frequency and percentage, you can use pie chart, but in some cases, we use table. Comparison of mean scores, bar graph. Pre-test and post-test, you can use table plus bar graph. Control versus experimental groups, you must use table and bar graph. If your purpose is precision, use table. But if your purpose is for visual comparison, then dyan papasok yung figure. Presenting tables in the results chapter. So a table title must immediately tell the reader three things. What are the variables involved? What statistical measure is used? And in one concise statement. But I have here, no, para hindi kayo mahihirapan na gumawa ng title sa table ninyo, always go back to your SOP. Di ba yung may mga question doon. Yung question doon sa SOP, you must translate that one into declarative form. I do hope you are, you can, you are, sumangyod. You know how to translate a question or an interrogative sentence to a declarative sentence, because just like what I've mentioned, the section title, no, at the same time the table title is just the same lang para hindi na kayo mahirapan pa, kasi it clearly follows here, it indicates the variable involved and it is concise and precise, no. Sa kuan, sa table title sa other school or any format, no, hindi naman kailangan necessary naka-state ang statistical measure. Kumbaga pailagay na lahat ng natin dito, it's optional. But yung tinuro ko earlier na it would be more appropriate that para hindi kayo mahihirapan pa, just translate your research question into a declarative sentence. That's the best research, that's the best table title for you. Now, writing results based on tables under non-experimental. Of course, as shown in table 1, the overall mean score of academic motivation, true, no? It reports overall and extremes, no further interpretation. Under tables in experimental studies focus on group comparison, pre-test and post-test performance, treatment effects rather, like reporting, not explaining. Just like this one, no? The mean pre-test and post-test scores of students' mathematics achievement. So here, as presented in table 5, both groups demonstrated higher post-test scores compared to pre-test scores. The experimental group recorded a higher mean gain than the control group. So no effective, no better because, no due to, just result pa lang ito. Under inferential studies, results of the independent sample t-test on post-test. So this is just an example here. Table 6 shows a significant difference in post-test scores between the experimental and control groups. That's it. Explanation belongs to discussion. No further explanation about it. But basic interpretation about having this one, you can have a 1 to 2 statement. Walang problema. Let's proceed to the figures in the results chapter. Figures help readers. Wala na po siya. Nagawala siya, class. What's wrong? Okay. Figures help readers see patterns quickly. But remember, they're just support lang sila. Most acceptable figures in research, we have pie chart and bar graphs. So pie charts in the results chapter, kailan ba natin gagamitin ito? Use pie chart when presenting sex distribution, strand or course distribution, or response categories. Ito yung mukha ng pie chart natin. Yan. Yan. So writing results in pie charts, figure 1 shows the percentage distribution of respondents according to sex. The majority of respondents were female, where the remaining proportion were male. No, it's just pure description, walang dahilan, walang implication. When to use bar graph? Bar graphs for mean comparison, groups comparison, and pre-test, post-test performance. Ito yung mukha ng bar graph natin. Ha? Yan, bar graph ito. Now, the best practice is table first, figure next, no? So, Table 5 presents the predisposes mean scores of the control experimental groups. Figure 2 further illustrates the comparison of post-test mean scores between two groups. Yan. Common errors to avoid. Claiming effectiveness in results, using figures without tables, no labels or titles, decorative colors, and mixing implication and suggestions without results. So these are the things that you must avoid, no? Para hindi pangit ibasa ang papel ninyo.